Notre Dame got a really nice win against Louisville. Thought they'd win, and they did. Thought Louisville could cover, missed it by half a point. All right, I can live with that being a solid prediction on my part. Here's what Notre Dame can't live with. Riley Leonard, through 5 games this year, is yet to eclipse 200 passing yards. 200 passing yards. Now, does he need to become Jalen Milroe? No. Does he need to go for 300 in 5 straight games to give me confidence in the Notre Dame offense? No, he does not. That's not the Notre Dame formula. They take on the identity of their once defensive coordinator, now head coach, which is we're going to be physical, we are going to be tough, we're going to play great defense, we're going to run the football. But this is a little bit of a problem. In order to succeed at the highest level, Notre Dame only had 117 rushing yards, by the way, still found a way to win. In order to succeed at the level that Notre Dame wants to succeed at, which is make the playoff, compete for a national championship, if you're going to have a quarterback that throws for under 200 yards a game regularly, that's fine. We actually saw that work last year. Its name was Michigan. When you watch this Notre Dame team, which is a good team, not a great one, I don't think, but a good team and a playoff-capable team. Notre Dame saved their playoff hopes with this game. Do you see Michigan of last year? I see a good football team. I don't see Michigan from last year. So either the passing game with Mike Denbrock and as the OC and Riley Leonard as the quarterback, either that has to improve, or this is going to be another Notre Dame either coming up short of making the playoff, which will tie back to the NIU game, of course, or they'll get there and they just won't be able to score enough points. That's what it looks like to me. Riley Leonard has not been as good as I thought he was with Mike Denbrock in the passing game. It needs to improve. It needs to improve. Now, the good news for Notre Dame is their schedule continues to lighten up, and they don't play a real opponent until Navy on October 26th. Did you see what I did there? Did you see? Now, they have Stanford and Georgia Tech in the next 2 games. They will be fine in both of those contests, I presume. But did you see what I did there? Navy's undefeated. I'm just throwing it out there. The schedule is very manageable until they play at USC last week of the regular season, where they could be fighting for their playoff hopes because NIU 0-2 since beating Notre Dame. Out of the top 25. Who could have foreseen? Meaning a loss to the Huskies could keep Notre Dame out of the playoff. Their margin for error, the thinnest of any team in college football. Because they don't have a conference championship, 10-2, no way that's a guarantee. Possible you get into the playoff, no guarantee. So I have questions about Notre Dame. USC, as bad as the first half was, the second half was that good. So D'Anton Lynn, who's the son of Anthony Lynn, which is wild because I thought Anthony Lynn as a head coach in the NFL was pretty bad. And I think he's okay as a coordinator or run game guy or whatever. But I didn't know that D'Anton Lynn is his son, and D'Anton Lynn is sharp. He is sharp. He is a big part of the reason that USC has 1 loss and not 2 this year because they beat LSU in week 1. Notre Dame, or USC, beg your pardon, goes into the half at home against a Wisconsin team that doesn't feel like they're going to amount to much this year, trailing 21-10, and Trojan fans are going, oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Pitch a shutout in the second half and score 28 points. Have you heard of the segment Bad Beats on SportsCenter? If you're a Wisconsin Badger fan or someone who bet on the Badgers, this qualifies as a bad beat if you were holding a ticket from FanDuel or whoever that said, I have Wisconsin plus 15.5 points, and with 30 minutes left in the game, they're up 11, meaning I'm up 26.5 points in 30 minutes. And USC blanked them 28-0 in the second half. As unimpressive as the first half was, the second half was equally as impressive. I don't know if you're supposed to have the word as in there. Was equally impressive. Yeah, I definitely not. So I'm going to try that one more time. As unimpressive as the first half was, the second half was equally impressive for the USC Trojans, which leads to a solid performance. Miller Moss is really good. Miller Moss is really good. The receiving core, really good. Really, really good. They got a lot of guys. Deuce Robinson's getting involved. Jacoby Lane is good. Kyron Hudson is great. Remember what he did at the LSU game? He's still around. LSU was the start of a good season for USC. Michigan was where the potentially great season might have come up short. But USC's schedule coming home, it's not horrible. Watch that Notre Dame game last week of the regular season. That's going to be something. But USC, they play Minnesota, who's not good. Then they play Penn State. That's going to determine, I think, whether my preseason record prediction comes to pass, which was 9-3 for USC. They're sitting at 3-1 at the moment. If they beat Penn State, feels like 10-2 is the worst they could do. If they lose to Penn State, 10-2 could be the best they could do. But I'm watching USC because Miller Moss is good. He's really, really good. Let's close with Arizona here. So Arizona does what few have accomplished in the last 7 years in college football. They go to Rice-Eccles Stadium, and they beat Utah. Now, this is an impressive win for Arizona. I still do not buy them as a Big 12 title contender. Now, the good news for the Wildcat fans that are rage listening to that segment right now is that the last Big 12 team I said that about was BYU, who I'll apologize to in greater detail later this week, but I appear to have been wrong. Here's where I come down on Arizona, who's 1-0 in conference play. They drop Utah to 1-1. The Wildcats will be back in the top 25. Utah will fall down. Noah Fafita goes for 197 and 2 touchdowns. Made some spectacular plays. Amazing throws. Arizona runs for 161 on the ground, 5.5 yards a carry. They're fine. 23 points, pretty good day offensively when you're in Rice-Eccles at night under the lights. That's a solid offensive performance. But boy, it helps when the Utah offense can't possess or move the football. Isaac Wilson, 20 of 40. Oof. 2 picks. Yee. Cam Rising is the 2024 manifestation of the classic Peanuts cartoon with Lucy and the football. Cam Rising's going to play. Here comes Charlie Brown. Utah fans, woohoo, we're going to win the Big 12. We're going to, woo, pew, fall on your rear end. I don't know if Cam Rising's ever going to play football again. It's a different injury than it was last year. He's just cursed at this point. Maybe the college football gods are trying to tell him, hey, you should just, go try your hand in the NFL. You can make a roster up there. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what Cam Rising did to anybody. But he's a game time decision every week, and then he never plays. And guess what? If Cam Rising doesn't play, Utah isn't very good. They're not bad, but I saw them last year. They were an 8-4 team, not a conference title contender. So it's an impressive win for Arizona. It is not even close to the same as beating that Utah team with Cam Rising in there. This is the same Arizona team that went to Kansas State and got run off the field. The good news, that wasn't a conference game, so they're unbeaten in Big 12 play. I still don't buy Arizona, though I will give them full credit for going in there and putting up 23 points. There are a lot of places in the country that can't go into Rice-Eccles at night and put up 23 points. But there are plenty of teams that can hold the Isaac Wilson-led Utes offense to 10 points. Appreciate everyone listening. I will see you next time, and until then, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.